presents his presentation.
Jobs. Jobs have obviously been a center of public interest and a catalyst for political discourse. That is no surprise, as without a job, one cannot provide for themselves or their families. Yet as college students, we have a added pressure of not knowing exactly what the job market will be when we graduate. According to the general survey posted by Professor Walters, 60% of the audience, or those who have answered, are employed, with a majority in full-time positions. Thus, I've decided to discuss the future job market in this country. I have broken it down to jobs which are projected to decline, jobs which are projected to stay the same, and jobs which have been projected to rise. I will begin with the bad news and discuss also why they are projected to change and stay the same or rise depending on the situation. I've decided to discuss first jobs which are going to decline. Using my research, such as with using the Occupational Outlook Handbook presented by the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, Forbes magazine, and MainStreet.com, a online journal which discusses jobs specifically, I have noted, using Forbes especially, that the majority of the jobs which are projected to decline are jobs which are traditionally of the physical nature, but are being replaced by machinery or new technologies. A good example of that are mail carriers and sorters, and also jobs which need special skills but are becoming irrelevant, such as carpenters. Mail sorters are being replaced especially because of robotics. They are being replaced by machinery which sorts the mail themselves and no longer needs a position to be filled. Another type of job that doesn't need a person are telemarketers. They are projected to decline by at least 20% because now there's online shopping and the internet. No one needs to be called to buy things. Carpenters are projected to decline by at least 17% because of mass production in various factories which don't need the skills that took a long time to learn. Photo processors, who used to be valuable in pictures, are now being replaced by digital cameras, which don't have that issue anymore. And surprisingly, stage performers, which are projected to decline by 2020 by 61%, because people now usually find their entertainment on the internet or through movies, Netflix and whatnot, and thus majority of people do not go to watch stage performers on a daily basis or on a weekly basis as it used to be. For every town, which is something important to be, had a stage or a presenting or a theater, and people went usually every other week to see it. Now I'll discuss the jobs which are projected to stay relatively the same. These are jobs which are also physical in nature, but cannot be replaced by machinery or technology. A good example are mechanics, which, while technically they can be replaced by machinery, a human touch is still needed. That is why mechanics are projected to stay relatively the same, with a loss of around maybe 8% according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. Farmers, especially, will be necessary for a long time to come. We all need to eat. And so they will be around. They're projected to lose maybe relatively around 3% because of automation. But in general, farmers will still be necessary. Other types of jobs that do require skilled people are also various factory, warehouse operators, and those who are working with large amounts of items which require a more human amount of calculation. on to job sectors which are projected to rise. These include jobs which require degrees or a high level of training, specifically in the medical field. According to Jobs with the Brightest Futures by Jacqueline Smith from Forbes, on a web article for Forbes, personal care aides for home and retirement homes are projected to rise by 70%, while home aides specifically are projected to rise by 69%. This is because of the aging process which is happening. The baby boomers are all retiring, or are going to retire very soon, and they will need medical care, especially in the fields of retirement homes and home care. But registered nurses are projected to rise by 20% as well because of the need for hospitals and personal care. Other jobs sectors which will require more work are college-level educators, which are projected to rise by 17%. The reason for this is because as the economy does decline and various people are reaching the age for education, more people are going to college. Thus, people need professors will be needed to teach them all. That requires at least a PhD or doctorate, though. So it's a long process to get there. Other job sectors which are going to rise substantially are more of the service sectors, restaurants, customer service representatives, hotels, and whatnot, mostly because we are moving from an industrial society to a more service-centered society. We do not make lots of things anymore. Factories which created steel or large machinery are being moved offshore to other countries where the work is cheaper, and so we have more service representatives. They are all projected to rise by at least 16% in the coming future. In conclusion, as you can see, as the majority of the work that is being taken away from us are the small-time manual labor jobs which are being easily replaced by machinery, as I showed with mail carriers, customer telemarketers, and other jobs that do not require human touch. The jobs which are projected to not change very much are the manual labor, or not very complex labor, but still need a human touch, or they will not work very well. Computers and machines cannot replace everyone, luckily. And so we will have those jobs. The jobs which will rise substantially in the next 10 years are jobs which require lots of training or a degree of some sort. And they obviously include the health, the education, business, and services. Thank you.
I know it's time for us to leave, but I'm just going to get 2 comments in. One person give one developmental need very quickly, and then we'll tell them about some good things. Guy.
Where did any of your facts come from on a lot of these?
Mostly Forbes and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Yes, I did forget.
I might have just missed that.
Okay. All right. Amanda?
Can I just say that I thought it was really well organized and you restated things like you were told we're supposed to. And especially given the fact that I guess everybody's ready to go and the door got hit 3 times and not everybody in this classroom really paid attention to you just then, and which I thought was really rude. I think you did an excellent job.
Yeah.
I'm
I would
sorry,
totally, I would agree. I would
mean,
agree.
saying as a
Yeah.